Hey YouTube, quick video here on how to change your spark plugs or how to get to them on a 2015 plus STI. I would think. I guess all the EJs are relatively the same, but I'm guessing that maybe because of chassis configurations, things might be slightly different. But one of the things that I found out that was very helpful in me getting to the number 4 cylinder, which is the one that spark plug that I have here in my hand, was in a previous video and some months ago I deleted the air pump contraption here because I needed some clearance for my radiator and so forth. So with that out of the way, the task was very straightforward. And essentially what you got to do is you got to remove your coil pack, which is attached by a 12 millimeter bolt, which is here, in the little battery tray, this little guy. And what I used was I used a 1/4 inch socket set just to kind of get in there with a really small extension, and they weren't very hard to break. Actually, they were rather loose, which is a bit concerning. This car has quite a few track events, so yeah, it's always good, and I'm glad I'm doing this just to kind of tighten things up a bit. Anyway, going back to the point, so cylinder number 4 is all the way back here, and I'm going to try to point with this long extension where that is. Actually, I'll do something a little better. I'll shine some light into there. There you go. So that hole, that opening, that's where your injector goes. I'm sorry, where your spark plug goes. And just the same fashion that this coil is there, there's one in the back. And one thing that I learned through a video I watched earlier, in order to remove this, guys, was that you can just loosen up the coil pack, and then you can rotate it 180 degrees. So what you do is you take this guy that's sitting like this, basically, right? Lighting is horrible, and I just like to work at night on my car because that's the time that I have after work. But anyway, so it's sitting like this, and you take the bolt out from where my pink is pointing, and then you push this out, and then you do this 180 degrees, and then you just kind of wiggle it out, dun 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 dun, pull it out like this, and it comes right out. And at that point you can turn it and then use a small flathead screwdriver to kind of pry out the connector. So you can, the little tab there on the connector, and this guy comes out. It's a nice opportunity to clean it, so I'm going to tuck this away. Now here's the part that's quite interesting that you might be interested about. To get to this guy back here, I had to come up with this extension, which is kind of a pain in the ass if you don't have all these extensions and tools put together. But basically this is a I want to say it's a 12 inch extension plus a smaller extension. Come on, focus. There we go. And then right at the end here, what I had was this 6 inch extension with a 5/8 spark plug wrench that I had laying around. But I actually used this little bit here to just extract the plug. What I actually used just to loosen it was this guy here. This is a 16 millimeter with a swivel, and it went all the way in. This was very close to the block, so you have to be careful. And then, so let me show you. Basically, it was something like this. Sometimes I wish we were given more than 2 hands. Yeah, I know. I wish I could get a tripod, but no, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, you put this in, you tuck it in like so. Let me just go put it in there real quick. I'm going to put the camera down just a second. Or the phone, I should say. Because in reality, you kind of need 2 hands to go through here like this, tuck that in like so. All right, and then you're gonna have this guy sticking out here. So I'm running a short battery and a temporary contraption here for this, but you will have to take your battery out. So with that extension laying out there, I took actually this 6-inch extension plus this little one, and then I had the ratchet right up here, so you can see that connected like so, and then just kind of work at it. Just put your other hand here and try to stabilize that piece, and it came out pretty easily. Once it was kind of loose, I switched on to this, and I just kind of used my hand to just turn it away. And interestingly enough, I was just able to pull this out at an angle like so, boom, 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 and it came right out. I think one of the things that helps is that my hands aren't very large. They're kind of thin. So that kind of certainly helps trying to get in these tight holes or so. But yeah, I'm really happy. If I can get that one out, then certainly this guy here is going to be 10 times easier, because I don't have to reach as far back, and I have a lot more clearance on this end. Now on the other side of the car, I'm just grabbing the flashlight. What I'll do is, since it's pretty clean and empty on that end, I just have to remove the intake, and same scenario. So one thing that's very important, guys, that I learned is that when you're working with spark plugs, since you're going to be tugging on this guy to get him out, is that all your extensions are the lock-in type. So this is a Craftsman set that I picked up a few years ago. I haven't seen these guys, but I'm sure they make them. But this just won't come out. I can, unless I pull back on that little lever. Let me see if I can do this. So basically the pin detent, or the ball detention system. Let's see. Yeah, it's actuated by that. So that's actually, you got to keep in mind when you're doing this type of work. I think it comes a long way. The last thing you want is to try to jank this out, and then this whole thing's stuck in that hole in the engine. So very happy. Car has 20,000 miles. Got a couple of track events. It was running a little rich, and I'm just gonna go ahead and change the spark plug. So hopefully that'll make the car run better, and I'm really happy that I can do this myself. All right, everyone, have a good night.